We now know that many of the major social media companies hire individuals called attention engineers who borrow principles from Las Vegas casino gambling, among other places, to try to make these products as addictive as possible. That is the desired use case of these products, is that you use it in an addictive fashion because that maximizes the profit that can be extracted from your attention and data. It's that these companies offer you shiny treats in exchange for minutes of your attention and bytes of your personal data, which can then be packaged up and sold.
What happened is that the attention economy and this race for attention got more and more competitive. And the more competitive it got to get people's attention on, say, a news website, the more they need to add these design principles, these more manipulative design tactics, as ways of holding on to your attention.
You don't realize it, but you are being programmed.
Social media tools are designed to be addictive.
It's amazing how a tool which is supposed to make us become more socially is extremely making us antisocial. We're supposed to connect with each other more effectively, but surprisingly, we are more and more withdrawn from making lasting relationships because of this very tool. People are becoming more withdrawn from real people they meet every day. In public transport, how often do we greet someone next to us when we are busy with our friends on social media? I grew up playing soccer in the rain, making cars with wires, playing outside the whole day. Today, young people close themselves in their bedrooms and chat with their imaginary friends on the other side of the world. Peer pressure that comes with social media content is extremely persuasive. Young girls are convinced that unless they do extreme things on social media, no one will love and accept them. Young boys are convinced that they must do all what it takes to look and feel cool in order to be accepted by the social media peers. I also get puzzled by parents who encourage their children to make content that has no educational purpose. I've seen a video making rounds on social media. A little child, a 5-year-old girl, twerking, and people were clapping hands for that. That's disgusting, if you ask me. We are living in the world where people are becoming more desensitized by what they see. The more you see it, the more it becomes normal. It was an abomination to see sexual content or to watch sexual content on media when I was growing up. It was extremely uncomfortable for us to even watch a movie where there was a kissing scene. But today, children who are younger than 16 are more sexual and sexualized on social media than most adults. Why? They've been exposed so much to that kind of content that it has become a normal thing for them. Would you go around on the streets and tell everyone how miserable your life is? Would you go around telling everybody you meet at the mall that you love yourself so much and you are happy with the person you've become? Surely you wouldn't do that. People will say you are mentally disturbed. But you are doing that on social media. You are telling everyone about your life, your husband, your wife, your children. Your thoughts are no longer yours alone, but for the world. We can get to know your character, attitude, and behavior just by reading your Facebook post. And that's exactly how these social media platforms trap you with products and material you don't need. They use what you say about yourself to sell you things you don't need. Smartphones and social media are the greatest discovery in the revolution of technology. It's more easier to communicate with people now than it was in the ancient days. People used to ride horses and ships just to deliver a letter or a message. And that delivery could take days, if not months. But today we have effective tools to communicate with people who are on the other side of the world. Is social media really effective though? Are people really building effective and lasting relationships through social media? When I accept your friend request, do we really become friends? Do we engage on serious matters about life? When you post a sad message, do I really make an effort to be there for you? Who are these people we call friends on social media? Do we even know them? Do they care? Do we even care about them? Or it's just a matter of adding the number of people so that I can have more likes and feel more accepted? Are we looking for approval? Are we using social media as a form of therapy? Are we trying to escape from our own real lives? Has social media become the drug we use to numb our pain? Some people are now struggling to make meaningful relationships because of social media addiction. We have become walking zombies. Our concentration span is now limited. We cannot even have a face-to-face conversation without checking our phones every 5 minutes. Spouses are competing with social media. Their partners are not able to spend just 30 minutes with them without the interference of social media. I personally think social media is good for business. If you are doing marketing, you are trying to network for your business, internet is good for research, for knowledge, for different things you want to do. Social media is also good for advertising your business if you're in business. But for some reason, it has power to make people live an isolated life. I know people who can lock themselves in their homes for weeks as long as they have a smartphone and a Wi-Fi. People are not even aware of their surroundings anymore because they are always glued in their phones. When did we become so cold? When did we start functioning in isolation as human beings? You will laugh if I tell you, I've seen several incidents where a person was almost hit by a car. It's a sad thing to die because you are crossing the road, staring at your phone and not on the road. His eyes were just on the phone. The obsession with social media is truly getting out of hand. People have turned into what I call social media zombies. Just the other day, one lady I know almost collided with a street pole because of being glued in her phone. It's a true story. People are hypnotized. People are controlled by this tool. Are we being programmed? Are we being programmed to be addicted to our phones rather than being creative, active, and make real relationships with real people? Social media addiction is real. When a person loses his phone, it's like the whole world is shut down. People sleep with their phones more than they do with their loved ones. The first thing they do in the morning when they wake up is to check their phones. And the last thing they do before they fall asleep is to check their phones. No more good morning or good night to their children, spouse, or parents. Besides the issue of social media being addictive, staring at your phone all day long is not a healthy behavior. It is not healthy to stare at a phone the whole day. Your eyes get affected and your body get affected. Spending the whole day on your phone is more like a full-time job. You are not different from someone who stares at the computer at work, except they get paid and you get depressed with regular headaches. Most people who are always on social media or internet usually complain about headaches. Some have mood swings because of depression that comes with consuming a lot of social media content. Spending time watching people advertising their lives can cause stress, anxiety, and depression. A friend is in Dubai with his girlfriend having a good time, and you are under your blanket watching them in your phone, watching their lives flourishing. Your former classmates just bought a sport car, and you are unemployed, still under your mom's roof. Your high school crush just got married in a cruise ship, and you are at home trying to make ends meet. You will surely get depressed. There is indirect competition as well among friends on social media. All sorts of behavior and tendencies are available on social media. Arrogant people who think the world revolves around them, they are there. Broken people who are trying to boost their low self-esteem are there. They are trying so hard to receive approval from others. Professional adult workers are looking for rich men to take them to Dubai. They are also there. Scammers who come up with stories of inheritance somewhere in Africa or somewhere in Europe, they are there. Human traffickers who are ready to seal a deal by making someone's child go missing, they are also there on social media. We are exposing our lives, our families, to an AI programming that will use our information against us. It does this through suggesting things which are relatable to us. It learns our behavior and morals and whatever we deem as moral acceptable. It is the same thing that the AI is learning as it monitors our Facebook account, YouTube, and all other social media platforms. It is a war of data, and they all want your information. That's why they keep producing different social media tools. It's like living your life in a reality show on TV. Your every move, your thoughts, your decision, your plans, whatever you want to do. If you are a person who wants to post everything about your life, it's all over the social media. The number of people you've dated, they are there on Facebook because you update us immediately you enter into a new relationship. Every type of food you have eaten, and every name of restaurants you have ever visited, your first job, your first car, your first child, your new house. We no longer living our lives for ourselves, but everyone must be part of our lives. How did we get here? Depression. I've seen young people getting depressed on social media. I've seen young people being attacked, being laughed at, being mocked. And that resulted in them taking their own lives. It's a serious situation. Some people are taking their lives. They can't take the pressure, the emotions, the depression that comes with social media. Study shows that people are becoming more depressed and lonely because of social media. Our reality is being altered. We don't want what's real anymore. We want what the internet offers. Talking about privacy, as I mentioned earlier, we have no privacy. Almost everyone knows about your business. If you've just lost a loved one, they will know. Why? Because we have turned social media into a personal diary. We post every personal details about our lives. You are getting married, everybody knows. You bought a new car, everyone has seen your post. Your kids are going to a new school. People in another city already know because you've already posted it on social media. Social media is a stalker, basically, because they will want you to write your thoughts, how you're feeling, what's on your mind. There is nothing that is hidden about your life. They are obsessed with our information, and in return, they sell you stuff based on what you've been sharing in your social media. They are making billions of money by simply studying our lives on their social media platforms. They are making billions of money using our own information, the data that we give them. They are making a whole lot of money. Your information is somebody's business. Your information is somebody's profit. Your information is somebody's money. Social media has been studying our behavior, and they know exactly what to sell to you based on how much information you've given them about yourself. There is no privacy or safety. Do you know that Facebook is able to see your offline activities on your phone? Imagine if they have seen you several times using your bank app. How safe are we? They probably know your PIN to your bank app as well. How safe are we? Is social media safe? People have been scammed through social media. People have been raped, robbed, and killed through the usage of social media. Looking at social media as a Christian, I thank God for social media because we are also able to get important information such as business and spiritual information. We have churches that are posting their messages on social media to edify believers in Christ. We also get crucial information about business as well. I've sold some products on Facebook and business went well. I have also listened to good Bible messages on social media from different churches. I also know few people who came to the Lord through the messages they've heard on social media platforms. It's not all gloom and doom. However, the addiction that these platforms brought into our lives, it's convincingly undeniable. It's not just the addiction of using it that create problems, but also the addiction for attention. It's addiction for attention. People get depressed by the less reaction their post received. The obsession for likes is appalling. Some people just can't get through the day if no one liked or commented on their beauty, hairstyle, new car, or their elegant dress. We are becoming a society that is obsessed with man's praises. It almost looks like we wanna be worshipped. Social media can be distracting as well. For example, sometimes you'll be trying to read the Bible in your phone as you are going to work. Nowadays we're using Bible apps and stuff. And as we are trying to go to work with the public transport or whatever mode of transport you are using, you are trying to read your Bible, to encourage yourself in the Lord. And you happen to forget to switch off your data. Suddenly a message pops up. By the virtue of you opening that message, you have opened a can of worms because you are no longer coming out of that social media platform. You'll realize when you get to work that you didn't even read the Bible as you initially planned to. I've seen and known people who literally get depressed by looking at the progress of other people on social media. You start envying other people's lives because they appear more successful than you on social media. Some ladies feel insecure about themselves because they compare themselves with ladies who are using filters and makeup on social media. Men looking for a woman that doesn't exist because social media has convinced them that this is the kind of woman you must have as a man. My advice will be, try using social media for important things, such as business advertisements, educational and motivational content. Also, just keep real people in your life rather than imaginary friends. Other than that, you are just wasting your time and your life. Get out a little, go and jog, play soccer, and think of creative things you can do with your time, rather than wasting your time, years, and life on social media. You are constantly under surveillance because of algorithm and the AI programming that goes with social media. So you have no privacy. And no, your information is not safe. Your data is not protected. They might say your data is safe if you use these settings and stuff. Your data is protected, but it's not true. Because Facebook, YouTube, social media platforms are designed to be manipulative. So they can be manipulated. And they are manipulative. That's why they're able to manipulate you into liking things you wouldn't like, into following things you wouldn't follow, into buying things you wouldn't buy. So basically, you have no privacy on social media. Your life is out there. Your life is not hidden. Your life belongs to everyone now. So, my 2 cents advice to you, keep your life as yours. Your life belongs to you. Your information belongs to you. Who you are belongs to you, not to anybody else. If you do find this content interesting to you, please do subscribe.